All right, class. So, this will give you a nice break from, a lengthy novel before we get to Neuromancer. And this graphic novel is called Tokyo Ghost. Now, I do want to caution you that it does have a lot of extreme graphic violence, nudity, sex, all kinds of stuff like that. And, cuss words, bad language, brutal violence. But there is a reason for it, and there is a reason why I chose to put it in this class, because this is Remender's grim prediction of the future. Remender is the writer, if you'll notice from the inside of your cover. All right. So, when you refer to the writing, or, you're talking about Rick Remender. The artist is Sean Murphy, and the guy who adds all the color in to the black and white art is Hollingsworth. Russ Wooten is the editor. But what I want you to pay attention to in this graphic novel is what Remender is saying about the future. I mean, even from the get-go, there's extremely disturbing ideas about this future where every bit of land on the earth is covered with endless cities. What you'll hear in the novel Neuromancer we're doing next as the sprawl. And already you have this, meat herders playing soft music to lure curious children. Clearly, there's people who have reverted to cannibalism. And, as you can see on the first page here, there's, themes of predation, people being hunted, people are just jacked into, to their screens here, they're your brain's wireless. You're just seeing the internet in your mind, and you kind of see a projection of that out in front of them of what they're looking at. Everybody's full of nanites. Everybody's addicted to technology. It's like literally surging, through their blood. And already you can, kind of see through the advertisements here, the same kind of like advertisements that you might see in some kind of X-rated website are now, out there in the public. They're part of everyday reality. The TV shows, if you read them carefully, they're not just advertising, but they're also, advertising for pornography. They are pornography. Movies, action movies have now merged with pornography. So, there's this blend of kind of what, some people have moral issue with, or a lot of people have moral issue with, has become part of everyday life now. And you can even see in the background there's like a hooker about to do something, or maybe not a hooker, I don't know, whatever. There's about to be like open public stuff going on in the background, and there's like a factory right on the river. And if you look at the colors, that why a colorist is so important, and if you look at the colors by Hollingsworth, I mean, only technology and things that are valuable in terms of material possessions and, basic stuff like sex, violence, that part of the brain, only those things are given any color. Objects, the motorcycle, the neon, advertisements for prostitution and stuff like that, electronics, those are the things that have color in this world. Nature is now dead. Everything's dead. The rest of it's a gray backdrop. So that's one of the things that I want to look, like I said, this is Remender's prediction, for our future. NASCAR has turned into kind of like a death race movie. So, a lot can be kind of read into this idea of how people are so reliant on technology that they're addicted to it like a drug. As you can see from, our film noir detective narrator here, the main female character says, Debbie Decay, she's talking about he's so full of nanobites, little robots inside him that feed him full of chemicals that he's not even really him anymore. He's so distracted. They're like hunting people down to kill him and stuff, and he's just wired into like reality TV and stuff like that. So I really want you to just kind of read through this comic book, and you can see exactly what I mean here. Is she comes after this villain Davey he literally treats people like they are, you know, video games. Like the lines between reality and video game and technology become even more blurred, which you can see as a constant theme. And he even plays people like video games. He can like control, you know, their minds. Anyways, also, you know, as you can see, as you read the diction, you can see what kind of world we're in here. So we go on to meet the person that kind of runs this world, and he's kind of a mixture of, you know, what started out to be like a reality TV show producer, a guy that owned all these channels in reality TV. And because entertainment and technology and entertaining people with technology is now the power in the future, he rules literally the entire world, except for Tokyo. And, you know, he's kind of like this, you know, that's why he kind of walks around naked. He can kind of do what he wants. And Remender's kind of using that, you know, as a way to portray, you know, what if someone, you know, that's like a TV personality that owns TV, that has that kind of access to influence. You know, what if technology gets to the point where we're just all so addicted to technology and TV that this is the kind of person that can rise up and lead, which, you know, you can make some connections there between current reality and whatever. But anyways, so look very closely at what he's saying, and what he's saying about technology and human nature. I don't want to spell it out for you. I want you to do some of your own thinking. But, you know, in many ways, you can make some pretty strong parallels between, you know, kind of, you know, social media and how that's influenced politics. All right, so this is an interesting panel here I wanted to show you, because you get kind of Teddy's background, and you get this battle between like nature and technology and social media all going on. And you've got kind of like, you know, you've got your narrator, you know, telling this story, you know, and then you've got like the panels and what's going on, you know, in the panels, you know, the pictures and that story, and then you've got the narration in the panels. So you've got like 3 different storylines going on at once. And the commentary on social media is pretty interesting, you know, about how these people are, you know, they're just getting hits and wealth, you know, going out committing acts of violence, very Clockwork Orange, you know. And look how color starts to come in with nature on the panels when they're young, you know, and then it gets more and more bleak as we go on. And that's why the colorist is so important in comic books. But then here we are later in Tokyo, and there was a documentary that National Geographic did not too long ago, or a special, I should say, not a documentary, when I Am Legend came out with Will Smith. And it was like, how long would it take for New York City to be completely overgrown again, covered with vines and like a jungle, or like Atlanta, Georgia? And it was just like, you know, just over a period of a few months, you know, the roads would be covered. And then like over a period of like 20 years, the city wouldn't be recognizable anymore. It'd be covered with kudzu and trees and vines. And this kind of reminded me of that. But, you know, we see nature's kind of taken back over here in this area. So there's all kinds of commentary, you know, in this comic about, you know, nature and climate change and pollution that I want you to think about as well. I know there's like a lot of nudity and a lot of all that good stuff in there, but this section here, you know, you find there are a lot of articles and a lot of things out there about, like, for instance, teenagers who were taken out into the woods to camp out for 2 weeks without cell phones and technology, and to deal with some of the kind of the issues and stuff they were having in life, and how healing that was, and being a part of technology. And we have that kind of that metaphor here, you know, and then, you know, of course, I don't want to ruin anything for you, but you know, if you read the comic, you'll see how that all kind of turns. But these are the main themes that I want you to look at, you know, for this comic, Ghosts of Tokyo. All right, and I know it's, like I said, I know it's a little graphic, but you know, I hope you see why I chose it.